So I'm here at the video and production show. If you can hear me, it's really loud. So why don't we have a look around? This is the keynote stage where I saw Louis Theroux yesterday. And the speakers lounge. The audio theatre. The press office. And where I got my lunch. Downstairs is even bigger. With the technology theatre. Lots of cool rotor mics. The virtual production theatre. And generally just way more than I could ever show you. Media production and technology show. I had a fantastic time, and also Lydia, who I was staying with, and her colleague Troy were there as well, so that was really nice to have people to chat things through with as well. I'm wearing my lanyard for the vlog because I got a free lanyard. I got loads of actually really helpful free stuff. I was able to find out about apps like Your Stories, which is quite often used for sort of Instagram and Facebook, and I think that'd be really useful as I head back to look at our social media. I found out about Alight Motion, these guys here, and I won a free year's membership to Alight Motion, which is really exciting. That's an in-app video editing software, and I'm really looking forward to being able to get to grips with that and use that for some of these vlogs when I head away as well. And because obviously I can't take my computer with me. There was lots of really helpful stuff on lights. I think if you know much about my work or me, you know that the lights at JPC can be really frustrating, and yeah, so it's really helpful to look at what's out there. A lot of LED stuff that's actually bright enough for production, which is really exciting, as well as offers and information about voiceovers and intellectual property, which is obviously really helpful. It's something I need to learn a lot more about. And then lots of fun things, you know, from small things like how do we look after our content in the long run, you know, as video files corrupt and things, to really exciting things like smart stages. This is what they use at the Olympics. You know, they're not really in the stadium, but this is how they make it look like they are. Sorry for the spoiler alert. So there were lots and lots of really helpful and really interesting bits and bobs. And I think one of the big things that I heard about were Deity microphones. They gave me this, which is, they're always really helpful. Last time I was doing some filming in the studio, somebody also started moving furniture upstairs. So it's good to have these signs around and make sure you communicate with people when you're filming. I came across two really helpful sort of societies, I suppose is the best way of describing them. One of them is SIMPTY, and I definitely would have got a paid membership if I lived in London. A lot of their stuff is based in London, so if you are, they'd had, you know, they go to cinemas and lots of other places and look at how the technology has developed. So they were saying their most recent one, they'd been and seen how reel, when film and it was on reel, and how that changed the cinema industry when it became sort of overnight, I suppose, became digital. And that was really interesting. And the GTC, the Guild of television and camera professionals. I think this one, again, they produce magazines and industry things about cameras, which I think will be really helpful. There are also lots of various different seminars. There were ones put on by on many different stages. I went to the keynote speaker to start with, and this is Louis Theroux here, and he was talking about his production company. He even did his little rap. The sound's terrible because I didn't have a mic, but have a look at this.
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure. It makes me want to dribble dribble, you know, riding in my Fiat. You really have to see it. 6'2" in a compact, no slack. But luckily the seats go back. I've got a knack to relax in my mind and sipping some red wine. That was the Neil.
So that was Louis Theroux. And then the other big one that I went to was Mojo Fest. So Mojo Fest had been separate and it's become part of the media production and technology show. And that was talking about mobile journalism, mobile journalism, and how a lot of stuff at the BBC is filmed on mobile phones, how the iPhone has transformed the way we film. There was a guy who was talking about the new Sony phone, which is kind of a camcorder with phone rather than a phone with a camera, and talking about the shutter technology that they're able to get into that. I won't go into it too much, but it was really geeky and I really enjoyed it. And so there were lots and lots of things. I've been vlogging on my mobile phone for the most part, and I'm hoping that some of the stuff I learnt will really help me to think through more how we can do that at Clayton TV and how we can do that in churches. We saw in the pandemic, didn't we? And there was a seminar on this, which was very relieving that we'd made some good decisions. How with mobile phones, we're able to equip other people to film stuff. You know, we were suddenly able to equip our preachers and others to film and get the most out of film and camera. And that was really exciting to be able to get sermons remotely and sort of get all that information through Teams and do it all. And a lot of the stuff was talking about the lessons we've learned from that and how we can move that forward, which was exciting. I was also able to buy a couple of things. I bought them from these guys, Mojo Gear. I got sort of some handles for tripods. They really recommended a metal bit that holds your phone. A lot of the ones we've got are plastic and we've broken them. They break very easily. Whereas this one also has a bubble function and is metal. So that was exciting to be able to get my hands on this. And I can get it out, it's like a lucky dip, isn't it? And a light for my phone. And those things were all really exciting. The only thing I didn't get that I was hoping to get was a wireless, a wireless microphone. As you'll be aware that I've been doing these vlogs and the sound isn't great. And that's partly because I can't vlog on the fly while holding a wire that's attached into my phone. And so, yeah, I was hoping to get some wireless, a wireless microphone. And actually, while I didn't get one there, they did give me lots of information and lots to think about. So I was there for 2 days. It's definitely going to become an annual thing. Zoe, before she left, was keen that that would happen. And I wasn't sure until I went. You know, I wanted to make sure that it was the best use of our time and money for me to come down to London, head down to London and spend a couple of days there. And, you know, it's not cheap living and eating in London. And so, yeah, that's really solidified that to me, that this is an important thing that I go to each year. I hope to be able to take Saz with me because there's so much of it, you know, it's huge. That is a huge space and you can see how many different stalls there are. They all do different things, and I wanted to talk to as many of them as possible, but again, you can see sort of some of my photos there from the various different seminars, and you could spend 2 days just sitting in the seminars and then you'd never see any of the stalls. And So yeah, it was phenomenal. It was really good. And my only complaint with it is there's too much good on. You know, you want to be able to go to all the seminars and all the talks and all the stalls, and in 2 days that's pretty difficult. So yeah, so it was great. I had a really great time. And let me end by handing you over to me then, and some of my thoughts and some of the pictures I took and video I took then. Over and out.
I think being a presenter was in certain respects holding me back. I don't know. I think maybe not. So we might need to use some other way.
Nice smoothing, but we still recover the detail we want. We can just
So as part of the media production show, the big part is Mojo Fest, and it's been really helpful. It's looking at mobile journalism and how phones are the way forward in lots of things rather than cameras. It's something I probably felt after the pandemic, and I've been to a few different seminars talking about it and really enjoyed them. Definitely hoping to head to Mojo Fest again next year and get some more kit.